Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dixon Family Sports and Podcast. I'm your host, Julian Dixon.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Jason.
Today, we're going to talk about the happenings of this week in the sports world. We're starting off with March Madness today. So, a lot of things that's happened. We're down to the Sweet 16, which starts tomorrow. So, fellas, tell me what y'all think about March Madness so far. What's the surprises? What y'all think about it so far?
First, before I start off, I want to welcome everybody back. You know, if you haven't subscribed, I want you to subscribe, like, and share our podcast, and continue to support us. So we appreciate it.
So, what's your thoughts on the Sweet 16 this year? How your bracket looking so far?
I think so far it's an SEC tournament. I believe we got 7 SEC teams left still in the bracket. I think Ole Miss is the most surprising out of all of them. I got 3 in the Final Four, but we'll talk about that later.
My bracket is to the trash. That's everybody else's probably is, but I mean, I had Mexico State as my Cinderella team, and they lost to Michigan State. So
hold on, what else did you have with the Michigan?
I had UC San Diego beat Michigan. I mean, that's
you
not
had to
crazy.
go far.
I had to go far. I had to lose in New Mexico State.
Oh, okay.
I had New Mexico State being UC San Diego in the Sweet 16 or one of the things, but my Final Four is still in other than New Mexico State, the other people.
Well, my bracket still look good. Through my bracket, I'm still 82.7% win percentage.
Not the same.
So yeah, I think we have the same percentile. But I'm praying for an upset. I'm praying my boys Arizona can pull off the upset over Duke tomorrow. Let's go Wildcats, Caleb Love, Jaden Bradley, KJ Lewis. I need my guards to step up for me. Do y'all expect any upsets tomorrow, starting for the Sweet 16?
Nah, I think the most interesting matchup will be Kentucky-Tennessee. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
That's a Kentucky guy.
Kentucky beat them twice in the regular season, so it'll be a third time. I got Kentucky winning, but it's not going to be an upset or anything. Kentucky wasn't even a favorite against the Illinois team that they were ranked higher than. So, you know, although they got them as a 3 team, I think it's more so because they're in the SEC and how tough the SEC is. They gave them that benefit of the doubt. Same way with Arkansas, which Arkansas is starting to come into form. They've been dealt with a lot of injuries during the regular season.
So is any Cinderella team still alive that y'all didn't expect?
Nah, I think it's pretty much
Arkansas.
But can you?
But how they started?
Can you,
they started out bad though.
Yeah, but can you really put a John Calipari coach team with? Wait, a John Calipari team with all them 5-star players?
Yes.
Yes.
I
had them my first round.
I did not have them.
Only reason why I had them winning because I wanted to see Calipari versus Rick Pitino. But as far as March Madness, I don't trust Calipari. I think John Calipari is one of the most overrated coaches.
I understand that, but I never felt like. I feel like anytime they lose early is an upset. Not if they win, it's an upset. You know what I'm saying? He got too. It's not about him not having the talent. You know what I'm saying? If you getting upset because you don't have the talent.
But they started off like 0-5.
Yeah, but a lot of a lot of it was due to injuries. Also, that's what I'm saying. They only have one player that's out now, and that's Adu Thero, which is their leading scorer. But they got Boogie Flags back, and they have a dude, a transfer from Tennessee. He a graduate transfer from Tennessee, so he already has March Madness experience and has a deep run in the tournament already. So I don't feel like they considered an underdog or a Cinderella team.
So who you got as your Final Four team in? Each one.
I got
with the Sweet 16 now. Who you have?
Okay, I have to look at the exact thing with my picks.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
I got for my Final Four. My Final Four is still intact. All 4 of my Final Fours are. So I have Auburn, I have Florida, I have Houston, and I have Alabama. And
okay.
I believe I have Auburn and Houston in the national championship game, and I have Houston. And I have Houston winning.
Okay, Bean. So you
still Auburn been a number 1 seed for the majority of the season.
So you still got Auburn, Michigan. You got Auburn, Michigan. Okay, let's go game by game real quick. Auburn, Michigan. Auburn.
I got Auburn, Michigan State, you mean?
Auburn played Michigan.
Oh, okay, I got Auburn.
Ole Miss, Michigan State.
I got Michigan State.
Michigan State for me because I got Michigan State National Championship.
I got Florida.
Florida, Maryland.
Florida, but don't be shy. Maryland can make it close.
I will go with Maryland because I actually had Connecticut beating Florida in the next round. I mean, in the last round. So that's one of the rare ones that I got wrong.
The rare?
Yeah.
Like you just always got a perfect bracket.
Darn near I am. Okay. Texas Tech and Arkansas.
Well, I didn't pick neither one of these teams to make it this far, but more about what's left, I'm going with Arkansas.
I did have Texas Tech doing pretty good. I was in the Big 12 Arizona, so I seen them play a lot. But I had St. John's beating them.
Me too.
And since St. John's is out, I'm rolling with
Arkansas.
I roll with Texas Tech.
I'm going with Arkansas.
Duke, Arizona. Obviously, y'all know who I'm going with. I'm going with Arizona.
I got Duke. I got Duke by double digits.
Hold on, take pride aside, man. I want you to on camera take pride aside.
My pride is taken to the side.
No, it ain't, bro.
Honestly, when the tournament started,
we talking to a man who picked all like the Lakers players to make the All-Star game, bro. Come on, he ain't taking no pride to the side.
No. Honestly, when the season started, I did not think we could beat Duke.
Bro, hold on.
Wait, you asked me.
Right,
Seeing how we played so far in these two tournament games, because Caleb Love is our X factor. Because Caleb Love can look like the best point guard in the nation in one game and the worst point guard in the nation.
He's due for that other point guard.
No, he's been consistent.
Exactly. You just proved this point.
But that's what we need. We can continue to have him be consistent.
Just said he's inconsistent, right? So if he been consistent,
so he's due for that bad game.
Nah, but.
I believe it.
No, but I got Arizona. Who you got? Okay, what was you about to ask me now?
But so when we was just at the bar the other day, you said Caleb Love, he made me nervous, man.
That's what I just said. That's what I'm just saying right now. I'm just saying that right now.
Duke is the best team in the nation. Duke is the best team in the nation.
Just because you're the best team in the nation don't mean you're unbeatable. Duke is not unbeatable. They can't be.
Honestly, I think Houston the best team.
I think
Houston has it all. I think Houston has it all.
I think Duke answered all that question when Cooper Flag got hurt and they still was winning.
They played a trash North Carolina team.
Right, but still.
Okay, so
they still dominated.
We got BYU and Alabama. Who you got?
BYU.
I got Alabama. See, you always got to. See, his problem is he knows it's going to be an upset. So he going to pick upsets just to be like, look, I got the upset. I'm smarter than everybody else.
I think BYU could win that game.
BYU,
that's not. Alabama did not look good the first round. They did look good the first round.
They looked good the last round.
They looked good the last round. But BYU been consistent. They've been looking good. I thought they were going to lose to VCU.
They should have lost to St. Mary's, though, BYU. Because they came down to the wire. Yeah, they played St. Mary's.
No, Alabama.
No, Wisconsin. They played Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is the number 3 seed. They're a good team.
I got
Alabama. Houston and Purdue.
I got
Houston and Kentucky, Tennessee.
I got Kentucky.
I got Tennessee.
But like I said, as a Kentucky fan, I got Kentucky, but I won't be surprised if Tennessee wins.
So through all of these, the ones that you got left, we can skip through everything and just go to your final 4 picks in your national championship game. Your final 4 picks.
I got so we go down to. You will go to. I will probably go Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Houston.
Who's your final 4 picks?
Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Houston, and I got Auburn.
Hold on, Alabama, Florida, Houston.
Alabama, Auburn, Florida, and Houston.
Okay.
And I got Houston and Auburn in the championship game, and I got Houston winning. I've been very impressed with Houston this year from what I've seen.
Okay, so I'm looking at my bracket, and since I'm changing.
Nah, man, you can't. Oh my God. So how can you? So hold on, Chad. How can this dude say he's 80%?
Well, number one, because
right?
number one, I had St. Johnson. I had St. Johnson the final 4 that I made it.
Wait. If you had St. Johnson in the final 4, your bracket is messed up then.
That's the only team. That's my that's the only final 4 team
your
that I
bracket
didn't
is messed
have.
up though.
That's the only team that I had that's still not
But
playing.
it's over with, right?
What?
So I don't understand how you can have 2% if you got a team going to the final 4.
Because I still got 3. My original ones was Michigan State, St. John's, Alabama, and Houston.
That was in your final 4?
Yes.
So you had St. John's going to the final 4.
Yes.
That's the Elite 8.
No, that's the final 4. No. Yeah. That was my final 4 pick.
Let me see. 4.
I'm telling you my final four picks.
Never mind.
But anyways, I got my
oh yeah, you did. Yeah, your bracket.
thank you. I told you. No, that was the Elite Eight.
No, because you got Michigan State over over St. John's. Go over
St. John's.
See, Michigan State over St. John's.
Yeah, Michigan State, St. John's, Houston, Alabama. Yeah, that was my final. Yeah, that was my final four. But I'm changing.
So I got all my final four teams still playing.
But I'm throwing Arizona. I think Arizona will win the national championship. If we beat Duke, Arizona Wildcats will win the national championship.
We'll come back to this after Arizona. Tomorrow.
Arizona will win the national. They will shock the world to win the national championship. But before the bracket started, I had Houston winning the national championship. So hold on. I think they're the most complete team. They're a great defense. In all seriousness, Houston is a great defensive team. I think they can do all the check marks. So, in all honesty, I go with my heart and everything with me. Want to go with Arizona, but to win the national championship, I got the Houston Cougars.
You just contradicted yourself.
No,
you literally just said on camera you go Arizona gonna win the national championship. Then you turned around.
No,
and said
I said, well, you got to say it now.
No, you turned around and then said Houston got the best defense, got all this and that. And then said Houston was going to win. So
what I know is, according to his bracket, that's locked in. You only got 3 of the 4 teams still in.
Yeah.
I have all 4 of mine still in. And how many do you have, Jelly Bean?
3 or 4.
Okay.
And I got Michigan. I'm going with Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Houston in my final 4.
But
I got Florida and Duke in the national championship.
But although we're still talking about March Madness, on to a serious note, Juju Watkins torn ACL. It was a gruesome injury. I was looking forward to seeing her and Paige Buckles go head-to-head in the Elite Eight. How y'all think this affects the USC and does this kill their national championship chances?
Well, I had them losing to UConn anyways. So, I mean, I feel like that's what they're selling for me. But I do feel bad for them because I know the expectations was high. They still have a superstar who can step up in Kiki Efering, who scored 36 points and I want to say 12 or 13 rebounds in the game that Juju didn't play in. But it's Juju. She's a difference maker for USC. She's a difference maker in women's college basketball. And she brings new eyes to the sport, you know. It's just devastating, man. Devastating. I hope she can recover. I do know for sure it's probably going to bring her back to college basketball.
Oh, yeah, she got to stay out 4 years anyways, don't they?
No.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to stay out 4 years.
But you can't leave after your second year.
But I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't do women's bracket because when I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't know this team, I don't know this team. So I'll just be guessing through it. So I didn't do one. But they were going to be my picks to win it all. I wanted Juju to win it. They were my picks. Mm-hmm. So to see her go down like that, it was devastating. Do I still think they can get it done? No, I don't think. I don't need a chance. So now I'm not going to root with LSU because I got my brother's an LSU fan. I got to go against him.
So that's the only reason why.
Yeah, so I'm going to probably go with
UConn.
No, I'm going to go with
I got something.
Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame.
I think this was huge for USC. I don't think this necessarily killed their chances, but they definitely not the favorites. I had UConn winning the national championship.
So what's your final 4 for the women?
And FYI, I got a 90% rate right now.
You got a what?
90%. My women
side.
90%.
You see what my women's side? My women is 95%. 95%.
They gonna say that, and then they gonna have a whole nother final 4.
Who
they put down?
Who you might not. Look, you see what mine is. I'm sticking with mine.
Who you miss?
Right here.
Ohio State Soldier.
No.
So you got Ohio State losing, bro?
Ohio State already lost.
I'm saying you had them losing them.
Yes.
Right.
I had them losing to Tennessee. Look, I can show you.
No, I'm saying, but you ain't no real fan then, man.
I never said I was a fan of Ohio State girls, did I?
All right.
I like Ohio State girls, but Tennessee
my picks actually messed me up. And I even told Jason this. I think I did something wrong because it gave me USC, but I picked technically I picked UConn to win it all. But on my bracket, I don't know what happened, but I had UConn, LSU, Notre Dame, and South Carolina. So that was my final 4 picks. But I don't know what happened when I checked my bracket. It got me with SC. I told you that.
And I owe you an apology. I did pick Ohio State over Tennessee.
Yeah, thanks.
See, look. I did pick Ohio State.
And your Ohio State Buckeyes sold. Your Ohio State
we had injuries, man.
So do y'all think Juju Watkins will be able to bounce back to still be?
Of course, I definitely believe she'll come back stronger. ACLs don't hold you back like they used to. And I believe from what I've seen of Juju, I don't know her or anything like that, but she seems like the type of person that's gonna work extra hard to come back.
Paige Buckles had that same.
Yeah.
Paige went through that same injury and she was able to come back strong from it as well.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I don't see it. I don't see her coming back. I don't see her coming back.
Really? Off of an ACL?
Off of an ACL?
Like, we're not talking about an Achilles.
Right, it's an Achilles. They can come back from Achilles.
Hey, can I voice my opinion?
I'm just saying. I just think it's weird that you said an ACL. She won't come back the same when the ACL.
I don't think she's gonna come back stronger. She think she's gonna look the same.
I just seen so many people say they came back better after having a torn ACL. Especially now, it's not like it was 10 years ago where an ACL kept you out for a year, a full year, and all that stuff. Nah.
Well, speaking of injuries, we got a big one in the NBA that kind of shocked the world and kind of, I don't know if it changed the balance of power, but it also.
I definitely don't believe it changed the balance.
But Damian Lillard.
I don't think too many people had him going too far.
But Damian Lillard suffering blood clots. Out indefinitely, and definitely doesn't mean he's out for the season, but it also doesn't mean he's gonna come back. As my resident Damian Lillard fan, the leader of the Dame Lillard fan club, what's your thoughts on this injury? Do you think that this kills the Milwaukee Bucks playoff hopes now?
No, I don't think it kills it.
What?
I think he'll be back.
When?
In the second round.
So hold on, time out. Time out. So this man suffering from blood clots, the same injury that's keeping Wembanyama out for the whole year. But then you don't think
cost Chris Bosh his career.
Right, cost Chris Bosh his career. But then you got Juju Watkins who got an ACL, who everybody could get an ACL and come back better, and she won't come back good.
But Dame can come back this season.
They said Dame can come back. That's what the Bucks said. I didn't make that up. They had a report that says great optimism.
Sometimes I believe Jelly Bean just like going against the grind.
I'm
like
real.
If everybody say go right, Jelly Bean gonna say I'm gonna go left.
When I seen the injury.
Okay, let's see what Milwaukee's number 4 in the playoffs. What are they seeding right now?
Fifth. But when I seen the blood clot injury, I looked up the timetable for it. It said it could be several weeks to months. So I'm thinking if they say it's great optimism he can come back, it might be 2 months. 2 months, he can be back by the second round.
The problem with the blood clots though is also flying, depending on how small.
So I don't know if
he's not coming back.
So right now, Milwaukee's the number 5 seed. They'll be playing the Indiana Pacers. Without Damian Lillard, they would not beat the Indiana Pacers. I
want to say that
right now.
I believe, this is my humble opinion, I don't believe Giannis is going to be in Milwaukee too much longer. I don't believe he will be in Milwaukee too much longer. I believe his time is done there, and he's tired of being in Milwaukee. I believe he want to go somewhere where he can win. I don't feel like but he still wants to continue to win. He made that clear before they got Damian Lillard. But the thing and then it got worse since they had Damian Lillard. Like, bro, they fell to like a 4 or 5 seed.
But with that, the reason why I don't agree with that is because they've gotten him more help. You got a top 75 player. So if you can't win, then it falls on you. Everybody know my problem with the Milwaukee Bucks. The moment the Milwaukee Bucks got Doc Rivers as a head coach, it was a wrap. Doc Rivers is not a good coach. He's the most overrated coach in basketball. They did Adrian Griffin wrong. They should have kept Adrian Griffin, and that's what did it for them. And this Damian Lillard,
and they don't play defense.
We're tempering defense in the NBA.
And this Dame injury, and then don't forget they also don't have Bobby Portis. Although they will have him back, which will be big. But without Dame,
you know who we do got? I'm gonna tell y'all before it happened. We got KPJ. Gonna average 20 points in the playoffs.
Talking about Kevin Porter Jr.?
Yes.
Man, stop.
What he can't average 20 points?
Man, stop.
He can't average. Hold on. Whoa. He can't average 20 points.
It's different ways to get 20 points though.
Hold on. Can he average 20 points?
Yeah, he can average 20 points.
Okay, so why is he just acting like it's crazy for me to say that?
But no,
Why? I'm just asking. Why?
This dude said Kevin Porter Jr., bro. Kevin Porter Jr. is a straight
shooter. So he can't step up when Dame out.
No, he can't do what Dame do.
I ain't saying he gonna do what Dame. No. I didn't say he can do what Dame do. I said he could give you 20 a night.
Yeah, but he's not the threat though. He don't threaten the defense like a Dame do. He can't.
I would put more fear in Kyle Kuzma than I would him.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Kevin Porter's a scorer. That's what he do. He come off the bench. He gonna get you points. And actually, he was in line for a nice payday before he had that domestic violence case that derailed it. Like it's never a good time for it. You will suck if you do that. But the fact that he did that in a contract year killed his career. Mm-hmm. So we know that Kevin Porter Jr. got game. But it's different levels to a 20-point score when you are a threat. And the Bucks not having Dame Lillard because Dame is he gonna go wild with this. But Dame is kind of on the Steph level where the moment this dude cross half, don't
ever put nobody in the Steph category. Don't ever put nobody in the Steph category.
The moment Dame Steph half court, you have to guard him.
The moment Dame Steph half court,
the moment Steph half
put nobody. Steph is in the league of his own.
The moment that Dame Steph has half court, you gotta guard him.
The moment Steph walked through the tunnel, you gotta guard him. You saw them tunnel shots. You saw them tunnel shots.
He didn't even hit shot.
He did
not. No, he didn't. No, he did not. No, he did not.
Even if that one they still have video of him hitting tons of tunnel shots.
Well, guess what? Steph ain't shooting shots from the tunnel.
Because you're at the back. But I'm just saying. Don't put Dame in the same category with Steph. That's what I'm saying. Because he's not.
So currently, do you think
he's not?
So without Dame Lillard, do you still see the Milwaukee Bucks as a top 4 team in the East?
You want to be honest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I don't see them as a top 4 team now.
They was a top 4 team, but
what are their current standings right
number
now?
Number 5.
And I didn't have them as a top 4 team.
I think that's where they finished the season at, ranked number 5.
So are we better than Detroit?
I do think, but you won't play Detroit in the first round.
I'm saying, but are we better than Detroit?
You're better than Detroit. You're number 5. I think you were in, but you would not beat the Pacers in the first round without Damian Lillard. Yeah, I don't think I was gonna beat them with Dame. You won't beat them. You definitely won't beat them without Damian Lillard.
So but why would I expect your opinion to change if Dame got hurt? If you thought we was gonna lose regardless, I knew you was gonna come in and say that we were gonna lose to him without.
Yeah, you weren't gonna beat them.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll get back to that, switching on that. Now we got the NFL draft coming up next month. We already know who got the number 1 pick with free agency and a lot of these quarterbacks being signed. Russell Wilson, the latest one, just going to the New York Giants. Who do y'all think is going where? And first of all, who do y'all think is the top quarterback? Who should be the number 1 quarterback draft?
I believe Cam Ward is going to be the number 1 pick.
But do you think he should be? Would you take him over Shedeur?
I'd take either one. If I got number 1 pick, I'm probably going with Cam Ward.
I'm going with a Ohio State guy, Will Howard.
Man, stop. Man, stop, bro. I love Will Howard, but stop.
I'm gonna go with Shedeur Sanders.
I think I would go with. Go ahead. I think I would go with Cam. I ain't gonna lie, man. I still got a lot of questions about Shedeur, man.
I mean, for me, I don't think you could go wrong with either one. So I mean, I feel like they both could lead your team. I believe they both have the arm strength. They both could get the ball downfield. They both have things that they both need to work on. But that's gonna come with the number 1 pick. There's no number 1 pick that's perfect.
But I do think it's a legitimate question of whether can Shedeur be coached by somebody else other than his dad. I think that's really legitimate.
I don't see why he couldn't.
And then when you look at Shedeur, like when you look at his completion percentage, like stuff like that is inflated because Shedeur, he takes sets because he don't want to throw the ball away, which lowers his completion percentage. When he should
have one of the worst O-lines in college.
The worst offensive line. Okay, that still don't take away from the fact that he had one of the worst offensive lines.
But he also had some of the best receivers before.
And no running game whatsoever.
So hold on, I want to hear that because when I told you that earlier this year about Brock Purdy, when Brock Purdy was doing the same thing, you were not saying that.
What was Brock Purdy doing?
He holding the ball too long, and you were like, no.
Brock Purdy didn't get sacked that much though this year.
Yes, he did.
Oh my God!
You were blaming the O-line. You were sitting there blaming the O-line. The O-line saying the O-line is bad.
No, my whole point. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong for Shedeur. I just said the completion percentage could be inflated. Obviously, Shedeur, because like most quarterbacks like him, you try to make things happen that you don't need. I felt even like with Brock Purdy, not to get off topic, but Shedeur, like Brock, when you without a lot, you try to make up for it when it's a bad thing to do. So when Brock had everybody out, he felt like he had to do more. Shador, because the O-line ain't that great, which some of it is him holding the ball too long too. So he tried to do too much, and sometimes the best play is to just throw the ball away.
Yeah, but when you coming off of a year where you was constantly sacked darn near, when you coming off a season where you've been sacked darn near every freaking season, you tend to hold the ball long when you get a chance because now you want to make something happen because you're so used to the pressure coming. You know what I'm saying? And you're so used to getting sacked as soon as you drop back. Right. So it's a little bit different.
Okay, so take Shador and Cam Ward out the equation because we know they're going to be the top 2 quarterbacks regardless. Who's the next best quarterback?
Yes.
Jackson Dart.
I'm with Jackson Dart. You know what? I think a part of me think Jalen Milroe will be a good NFL quarterback.
I am not convinced of his throwing ability though. I feel
like
he can throw. I feel like he can throw a good deep ball, but his accuracy in the short passing game is not that good. And I feel like coming into the NFL, you definitely need that shit because you're not gonna have that same kind of time back there to drop back and just throw deep balls all day.
But you know who Jalen Milroe can kind of remind me of? Colin Kaepernick. Remember when we first got Cap? He could throw. See that. I'm just saying. But remember when we first got Cap? He couldn't throw like the intermediate routes. He was just a deep thrower. I think that's kind of like how Jalen Milroe. Not with he can't run as, but he probably can run as good as Colin Kaepernick. I can see a little bit of Colin Kaepernick in Jalen Milroe.
I just want to understand something. So what's this deal with Jackson Dart? Because I was arguing with somebody at work about this Jackson Dart because the whole year. I thought Quinn Ewers been QB3. They ain't really.
I never thought Quinn Ewers was QB3.
Quinn Ewers played good.
At the start of the season.
Only thing about Quinn Ewers that I worry about is injuries, get hurt, how healthy he can be, and he tends to feel like he can make every throw in the book. And
I feel like he turns the ball over too much.
Because I feel like
I feel like when there's a big play that needs to be made, he turns the ball over. I watched the game against. I was just watching the what was that the Arizona State game. Mm-hmm. They trying to drive downfield for to steal the game. He turns the ball over.
I think one of the things that affected Quinn Ewers was the fact that he had Arch Manning on the bench. So everybody wanted Arch Manning in so bad that Quinn Ewers felt like he had to play perfect and he had a lot of pressure on him. Because anytime Quinn Ewers will throw an interception, don't get a 3 and out, all you hear is bring Arch Manning in. So I think having Arch Manning behind him and everybody in love with him because of that name, I do think that had an effect on some of his play.
I just didn't see this year. I didn't see him being the number 3 quarterback coming out. Let's see. Watching Jackson,
I'm big on Jackson Dart.
Especially after watching him playing that bowl game.
Man, what?
He was making all the throws.
Talk about the dude. I didn't watch the dude.
The bowl game that he played in. He was making all the throws.
He played dude.
Okay. He still made all. It's not about you winning. It's about can you make the throw? Yeah.
No, I can't.
I don't think he could throw the ball like Jackson Dart.
Not like Jackson Dart can.
Jackson Dart I think he might be the second best thrower of football behind Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward and Jackson Dart are the 2 best throwers of the football.
I can agree with that.
Coming out of this drive that I've seen.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
Far as pure pocket passing quarterbacks, Jackson Dart might be ahead of Shedeur Sanders on that.
Okay.
Because I think with Shedeur, because I do think the Giants is going to draft Shedeur Sanders number 3, and it's going to be perfect for him to sit behind Russell Wilson. So you can line behind Russ, and now he gonna have some receivers to grow with Malik Davis.
But would you try to go after Travis Hunter and then possibly wait till next year?
If you're the Giants,
and just let Russell Wilson be the lame duck quarterback.
Nah, because I think the Patriots getting Travis Hunter.
Man, they got Jameis Winston too. The Giants.
Okay, but they're not starting him over Russell Wilson.
But I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't think they're going quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
The Giants going quarterback?
But that's what I'm saying.
They just signed 2 quarterbacks.
That's
what I'm saying. Do you go with Travis Hunter and then maybe look next year? See,
I don't think Travis Hunter will last in the 3 though.
Or
Abdul Carter.
Or Abdul Carter could go 2 opposite of Mouse Garrett.
Abdul Carter could go number 1. Abdul Carter.
No, the Patriots getting Travis Hunter. You got Drake May. They're going Travis Hunter. And then they just signed Stephon Diggs.
But the Titans getting a quarterback. Titans getting a quarterback.
The Titans get Garwood. That's right. Titans got the number one pick. The Patriots number 2. Yeah, the Titans number 4.
Yeah, they 4.
Okay, so
the Browns got number 2.
Yeah, the Browns might get a quarterback too.
Yeah, the Browns got
the Browns might get a quarterback. The Browns might get a quarterback too.
Yeah, I think the Browns might go quarterback because they got Deshaun Watson and he out. They say
he was coming back.
But he just re-injured in the offseason, so he's not gonna be ready for the start of the season.
I thought they said he was.
I want to say it was re-injured his Achilles or something like that.
And real quick, before we go, let's touch on the Cincinnati Bengals situation. T. Higgins, Ja'Marr Chase re-signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. How do y'all think that affect the Bengals? Do that put the Bengals in Super Bowl contention?
I don't think it put them in Super Bowl contention, but it was a move that they had to make. You had to sign those two guys.
I think Cincinnati was a riot.
Yeah, without those two, you basically got nothing.
Yeah, Cincinnati was a riot without them too.
Honestly, I think they should trade T Higgins to see what's available. Well, if they have it, they probably have, but I'll try to get a defensive piece and keep Ja'Marr Chase. Pay Ja'Marr Chase. That was the main guy. I don't think you need 2 elite receivers when you got a defense that needs to be done.
Oh yeah.
But see, my theory,
and you got an elite quarterback.
But see, my theory is this: if they traded T Higgins, they probably feel like, well, we're not gonna be that good on offense. Like we'd be good, but not. I'm saying we'd be good, but not great on offense, and we'd be good, maybe not great on defense. Let's just say we'll just be great on offense, and we just gonna get in the shootout every season.
Look at them this year though. That didn't work. That recipe.
But they got the draft though, so Cincinnati's thinking it's probably we're just gonna rebuild the defense because they got a new defensive coordinator, so they probably thinking it's the scheme. They need to find somebody to resign Trey Hendrickson. I don't know why they will let him go, but I understand all your money is tied into Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, and T Higgins. So their mindset is probably we're just gonna rebuild through the draft. So that's what they're gonna have to do. I do think by them doing that, I do think that makes them. I think they're the second best team in the AFC North because I think they surpassed Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh don't have a quarterback. They're better than the Cleveland Browns. The only team better than them is Baltimore Ravens.
I definitely think they're.
So I do think they're the second best team in the AFC North.
I still don't think they'll beat Kansas City in the playoffs. Buffalo, I don't think they'll beat Baltimore. And I feel like we need to watch out for the Chargers too. I like what the Chargers are doing out there and the Broncos.
No, I ain't saying they going to the Super Bowl. I mean, I think they can get in. I think they can get in on the wild card.
That's 5 teams that I like out of the AFC right there.
I think they can get in on the wild card, but I don't see them going far until they get the defense. They're gonna have to hit on the defense.
I want to go back to the draft topic. Who was y'all top 10? Like, who would y'all say? Who was y'all projected top 10 picks?
I can give you my top 5.
Okay, so who's your top 5?
I got Cam Ward 1. I'm probably gonna have to go Shedeur 2 because Cleveland needs a quarterback bad, and then probably Abdul Carter. No. If Shedeur goes second, I'm gonna go Travis Hunter 3rd
to the Giants.
Yeah. Okay. And pair him with Malik Neighbors. And then I'm going to go with Abdul Carter. And then, who got the 5th pick? Is it the Patriots?
Let me pull up the
Patriots don't got it. Who is it? It's not the Panthers. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might.
Okay, so hold on. Let me do the draft order.
All right. But it's going to be interesting.
The Raiders, I think, got
the Raiders. The Raiders are there.
Got the 5th pick.
I don't know. Because they got a quarterback in Geno Smith. They probably going to go defense. They're probably going to go defense, too.
Okay, so you got
Jacksonville.
You got Tennessee 1, Cleveland 2, Giants 3, New England 4, and Jacksonville 5. Jacksonville definitely going defense.
Yeah.
They definitely going defense.
I think they go Will Johnson right there. I think you got to go
the
best
corner.
I can
they
see
have
that.
the worst pass defense in the NFL last year.
I can see that.
So I think, obviously, Tennessee, they going quarterback. So they'll probably go Cam Ward. Cleveland, I think they may go quarterback, but I wouldn't. It'd be crazy to have Abdul Carter. Because to me, Abdul Carter reminds me of Michael Parsons. When I see Abdul Carter, I think of Michael Parsons.
I think he better. Well, I think he could be better than him.
He can be better.
I like him as a run stopper too.
So I think Cleveland, Abdul Carter, the Giants, they just signed Russell. I think they go Travis Hunter. They definitely go Travis Hunter. The New England Patriots at 4. I think they probably go O-line. I think they probably get some O-line help to help out Drake, man, because you just signed Stephon Diggs, so you got your number 1 receiver.
Right.
And Jacksonville, yeah, I think they probably go like Will Johnson, a corner, somebody like that. So,
I'm gonna go with the hot teams. I mean, what the America's team. I want to see who do you think the Cowboys will draft at that 11th spot?
If he available, Ashton Genty.
yeah, they going to run back.
If he available, I'm going after Ashton Genty.
Who do you think our Niners will get?
That's tough.
I want to go offensive lineman probably.
Me too. Probably go
offensive
O-line.
lineman.
Obviously, we don't know all the top O-linemen available.
So I have to see who the best offensive lineman to be available at that position and probably go there.
I think it'd probably be either, because I don't think Will Campbell will get Will Campbell. I think it'd probably be Kelvin Banks. Kelvin Banks would probably be the one available. So.
Well, everybody, that would do it for today for the Dixon Family Sports and Family Podcast. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the recap. We just did a recap of everything. Like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments down below what you think. What you think the top 5 draft picks is. Thank y'all. Like and subscribe. Comment. Appreciate you. And may your family be blessed, your team victorious, and your spirit strong. Stay united in sports. Enjoy March Madness coming up in the NBA playoffs. We'll be back with y'all soon.
Till next time.
Love y'all. Thank you.